Whoa, what's good, family? It is me, Coach 67 Sports TV. Shout out to the awesome and amazing LDBC, Lions Den Broadcasting Community. Shout out to Envision Photography and Videography. Shout out to the Louisiana All-American Sports Network. And shout out to the greatest university in the world, the Southern University, home of the mighty Jaguars. In this particular live stream, I'm going to talk about a few different topics. First and foremost, I'm going to start off with some sad news in terms of update on a Caleb Wilson situation. Then I'm going to give my thoughts and feedback on the clips that I posted this weekend in terms of, my reaction to Southern University, men and women, winning a regular season SWAC championship. And I'm going to talk about, Eddie George taking the job at Bowling Green. I'm a positive person. I believe in positive energy. However, unfortunately, we're going to start this particular live stream off on a somber note. Two more people have been arrested in the hazing death of former Southern University student and member of the Human Jukebox, Caleb Wilson. The sad and sickening part of this entire situation is that reports are he was punched in the chest repeatedly, man, which is sad, man. This is some tragic news. This is, I'm not gonna lie, it kind of makes me sick to my stomach to keep it a buck, but it is what it is. Two more people were arrested in connection with the hazing death of Baton Rouge student who was repeatedly punched in the chest while pledging. Kyle Thurman was taken into custody Monday by U.S. Marshals and Baton Rouge police in Port Allen. A police spokesperson said. Another person, Isaiah Smith, turned himself in on Tuesday, NBC affiliate WDSU of New Orleans reported. They both faced criminal hazing charges, police said. The first arrest came Thursday when Caleb McCray was taken into custody on charges of manslaughter and criminal hazing. The arrest stemmed from the February 26th death of Southern University and A&M College student Caleb Wilson. Baton Rouge Police Chief T.J. Moore said Wilson died as a direct result of the hazing incident where he was punched in the chest multiple times while pledging to Omega Psi Phi, all the Q Dogs. No one at the off-campus fraternity event called 911, he said, which is just the sickening part of this entire situation. They punched this young man in the chest multiple times. And because they didn't want a paper trail or they didn't want documentation for what they had done, somebody put him in the car and rushed him to Baton Rouge General Hospital. And after they rushed him to Baton Rouge General Hospital, they left him there while they reconvened at another location to concoct some cockamamie scheme in terms of some crazy story instead of just being forthcoming and honest and truthful. Basically, after they rushed him and dropped him off to the hospital, they gathered together and concocted this story, to, I guess, minimize the damage in terms of whatever consequences they were going to face. And in all actuality, all they did was make the situation even worse. The arrests from the February 26th death of Southern University and Caleb Wilson. I read that part. All three suspects are current students at the school, university spokesperson said. Man, it's sad. Wilson, about 8 other pledges were at the warehouse on February 26th. That's another thing, too. They claim they were at a Brent Park when they were at this warehouse. They brought him to the hospital. They dropped him off. They left him there to die. Whether that was the intent or not, that's essentially what they did. And then they gathered somewhere else, and then they lied about the location where they were. Sickening. Where they made to stand in line as they were each punched 4 times with boxing gloves by at least 3 individuals. An arrest warrant affidavit from McCrae says, citing witnesses. One person punched the first half of the group, and McCrae allegedly punched the second half that included Wilson, according to the affidavit. Wilson was struck 4 times before he collapsed and became unresponsive. The affidavit says that Wilson appeared to have a seizure and lost control of his bodily functions, urinating on himself. The pledges were moved to another room while fraternity leadership attended to Wilson, the affidavit says. Wilson was then put into the passenger side of a vehicle and dropped off at the hospital, the affidavit states, noting that Wilson's clothing was changed before he arrived. He was pronounced dead at the hospital. Oh, my goodness. Morse said the authorities were initially told that a group of males dropped Wilson off at the emergency room and stated that he collapsed at the park after he was struck in the chest while playing basketball. Oh, my effing goodness. The group left the hospital before police arrived. The fraternity has been ordered to cease all activities. In every campus, Greek organization is prohibited from accepting members for the remainder of the academic year, said Dennis Shields, president of Southern University System. The school launched an internal investigation following reports that the fraternity event was unsanctioned. The investigation remains ongoing. Man, this is sad. This is, tragic. Please keep Caleb Wilson's family lifted up in your thoughts and keep them lifted in your prayers. And that's one thing people don't realize. A lot of time when you have a family member or a loved one that goes on to glory and you have a homegoing celebration, after the homegoing celebration is over, like you still left to mourn, the death of the loved one. The phone calls stop, the text messages stop, the people visiting stop, and life goes on, but you still left there to grieve and mourn the loss and the death of your loved one. So, it's just a tragic and unfortunate situation. So please continue to keep Caleb Wilson's family lifted in your thoughts and prayers. The next topic, Eddie George has left Tennessee State to become the new head coach at Bowling Green. And, I'm not shocked that Eddie George left. I'm not shocked that he left Tennessee State. However, the timing of it is, I mean, of course, I wish Eddie George well in him going to Bowling Green, but I would have wished he would have stayed at Tennessee State a little bit longer. But even with that being said, at the end of the day, people are gonna do what's in their own best interest. So major shout out, major props to Eddie George. Salute to my brother Desmond Allen. Salute to your fam. He said, Southern ladies, better be ready for a rally tomorrow. I'm definitely gonna get to that in a little bit. In fact, now that we mentioned that's the next order of business. My post-game reaction to Southern University men and women concluding the regular season the other night at Felton G. Clark Activity Center, Avery Johnson Court. And of course, I wasn't there for tip-off for the girls' game or the women's game. And as I was riding, I saw the brother C. Wells and his wife, major shout out to C. Wells of SWAC Talk. He and I are supposed to be collaborating again pretty soon. Shout out to C. Wells. Y'all go check out SWAC Talk. of course, most of my subscribers already subscribed to his channel. But like I said, shout out to C. Wells and SWAC Talk. I saw him and his wife, so we dapped each other up. We talked. I was with my mom. He had his wife with him. So my mom was with me. His wife was with him. We talked a little while. Then we went our separate ways. Got the tickets. Went into Felton G. Clark Activity Center, Avery Johnson Court. Alabama and them Lady Bulldogs, they were winning, and they ended up going on to win that particular game. Then between games, they had a ceremony for senior night, because of course it was the last game for the seniors at Felton G. Clark Activity Center and Avery Johnson Court. And they gave a good send off to the seniors. And after that, the men played, and I'm not gonna lie, I was impressed with head coach Kevin Johnson's rotations in terms of he had a good 10-man rotation. I mean, that's a deep team. I mean, as a coach, of course I'll coach both boys and girls basketball on the middle school / junior high school level and on a high school level. And anytime you have a 10-man rotation, you have a pretty deep team. And I was impressed with Coach Kevin Johnson's 10-man rotation. They played well. Southern men got up by 25 points on Alabama A&M. However, Alabama A&M, they came back. They ended up cutting it down to 10 points, but Southern was able to hold them off, and get a impressive win. And of course, after the game, it was official. The women had already wrapped up, the regular season championship. The men had already wrapped up a share, but with the win was the nail in the coffin. And both Southern men and women win the SWAC Regular Season Championship. Of course, now it is tournament time. The brackets are set, like Desmond Allen said. Of course, Southern, both men and women, had a first-round bye since they won a regular season SWAC championship. But, like Desmond Allen said, Southern's ladies, they need to be ready for Valley. And this is my hope for both the men and the women, is that they can run the table, and not only, because they already won the regular season SWAC championship, but both of them can run the table and win the tournament championship. I think that'll be huge if both Southern women and Southern men can win the tournament championship. They can win the tournament championship. Man, that'll be big for the school. It'll be big for the university. And one other thing too, attendance, regular season attendance came out for, SWAC attendance for basketball games. And lo and behold, Southern University led the SWAC in attendance. So not only did they win for the women and the men, not only did they win the regular season SWAC championship, but they led the SWAC in attendance also. So, major shout out to women's Southern head women's coach Carlos Funches and men's head coach Kevin Johnson. Both coaches and both staffs, both teams did an excellent job during the course of this season. And the thing that'll make it just so much sweeter is if they both could win the tournament championship, and not only that, but go on to, play in the NCAA tournament and just have just a good showing of themselves. And Desmond Allen said, I agree, bro. We need to dominate both men and women's like we used to. Oh, big facts. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. When we talk about Southern University, golden era, we're not just talking about, football. We're talking about basketball too, because Ben Joe was a heck of a coach in his day. And I'm not gonna lie, the athletic program as a whole is starting to turn things around and then moving in the right direction. And I'm not gonna lie, even though he's doing a better job now as an athletic director, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Roman Banks was a heck of a coach. In fact, I don't know if people gonna agree with me or not, but I think he was a better basketball coach than he is an athletic director. And I'm not trying to say that, to hate on him or anything, but Southern programs, all the athletic programs are trending in the right direction. They've turned things around, but honestly, I think he was a better head basketball coach than he is an athletic director. And I'm not throwing shade. I'm just, giving my honest assessment. But, if they can win the SWAC tournament for the women and men, I think that'll be big for the university. And not only that, I think it'll give them some positive mojo for the rest of the sports, for the rest of this school year. And I think it'll give, the football program too, it'll give them something to aspire to, even though they won the SWAC West and they lost in the SWAC championship game to Jackson State. I think, don't get me wrong, and at most schools, the revenue sport is football and is the sport that you have all eyes on you. But, you won't have a good, well-rounded athletic program all the way around. And, Southern was synonymous for winning Commissioner's Cup. And I ain't gonna lie, you kind of Desmond Allen said, bro, I played baseball for Southern. We dominated for the SWAC from 93 to 2005. That's why I signed with Southern in 2001. We were great. And I'm not gonna lie, that's big. And that's another thing too. Man, Southern's baseball program. Oh my goodness. As good as Southern football was, Southern football under Roger Cador. Oh my goodness. Southern baseball was something serious, you know what I'm saying? And the crazy thing about it is, there were seasons where, Southern beat LSU, and I'm thinking to myself, damn, they could beat LSU. Like, they got a serious team. Southern has had some good baseball teams over the years. In fact, Southern has had, a couple of players, that excelled in both baseball and football, you know what I'm saying? So, like Alfred Orr, man, Alfred Orr was a beast on the football field and on the baseball diamond. So, like Desmond Allen, he says this all the time. We really need to get back to the dominance. Man, peace and blessings to my sister, the Queen Shower. Blessings to your queen. Hopefully all is well with you, beloved. But like I was saying, Southern University, we really need to get back to, the dominant ways in terms of across all sports and just have this dominant athletic program and get back to winning Commissioner's Cups and just kind of doing our thing. Salute to my brother Gerald Lovin Green. Man, salute to you, bro. And Desmond Allen said, hello, I'm from Jackson. And I signed at church and they booed me. Oh, and see, that's the thing about it. I know nowadays it's big for National Signing Day for you to sign at your high school, sign at a high school gym. The high school you go to sign at the gym. Well, back in the gap, people don't realize you signed at churches. You wasn't relegated to just signing at your school. And Desmond Allen said, he from Jackson. He signed at a church and they booed. So that goes to show you. And not only that, people talk about the rivalry between Jackson State and Southern. Well, let me rephrase that. The rivalry between Southern and Jackson State. But that's a perfect example of how he signed for Southern and they booed him at a church, bro. Man, that's crazy. But hopefully Southern, they men and they women, because they've already won a regular season championship for the SWAC. Hopefully they could pull it out the fire and they could win the tournament championship and advance for the men, advance to the field of 68 now that they expanded the NCAA tournament. and for the women just advance to the tournament. Of course, they're probably gonna have a savage, either one, a savage first round opponent for the girls if they able to, cross the finish line. And then for the men, of course, more than likely they're gonna stick you in the field of 68 instead of putting you in the field of 64 or whatever. But I mean, it is what it is. If they could, win that championship, hey, it'll be awesome. It'll be amazing. It'll be phenomenal. Desmond Allen said, they said I would have. They said I would have whether you went to Alcorn. Nah, hey, you made the right choice, Desmond Allen. It worked out for you in your favor. And this is the shower state. That's cold-blooded. Big time. Big time. I mean, for them to boo you at church, bro. Man, I go to show you the contempt for Southern in Jackson. But, just to kind of wrap things up, I'm definitely going to be dropping more clips from, this Saturday's basketball game. I didn't want to just drop them all on Saturday. The post-game clips, they did decent numbers. But instead of me just dropping them all on Saturday night, I kind of want to stretch them out and post them on all social media platforms. But, of course, that's it for this particular live stream. I hope y'all enjoyed. For all the individuals that has been rocking with me since day one, I just want y'all to know y'all are greatly appreciated. I value you. I appreciate you. And, for all the people that rock with me, all the new subscribers, because, new subscribers have been pouring in lately. Major shout out to my brother Desmond Allen, to the Queen, Sister Shower, to my brother Jared 11 Green. And, y'all go check out the Sister Shower. She does an excellent job in her boxing content. Y'all go over to her channel. Check her out. Also, my brother Jared 11 Green, I'm getting ready in a little bit to do a reaction to our first episode of the Black Man's Perspective that we did on Saturday. He does a lot of football content. Every Sunday we have the Southern Baller Show, but we're doing a new show, the Black Man's Perspective. More than likely we're probably gonna do it like every other week, something like that. Just to kind of mix it up instead of me doing a wire every Saturday. We're gonna kind of, mix it up with his show, my show, kind of back and forth. But we trying to push his channel, so please y'all go to my brother Jared 11 Green channel. Y'all check him out. Getting ready to do a reaction to our first episode of the Black Man's Perspective. Also go check out the Sister Shower on her channel. I appreciate everybody that watched the live stream. I appreciate everybody that's going to check us out. Check me out later on playback. Also, go check out my brother Brent Fox on his channel with his show. It's just me starring Brent Fox. Also, go check out my brother Cadillac Red Supreme Beast Boxing Talk. Supreme Beast Boxing Talk. Go check him out. And check out the brother 7A Sports TV. He has two channels. His primary channel is 7A Sports TV. His backup channel is the No 304 Show. All of these channels are pinned in the post section of my channel. Go check them all out. Go show them some love. I appreciate everybody that dropped through and check out the live stream. I appreciate everybody that's gonna check it out on playback. Y'all have a blessed and phenomenal evening. Also, come check out my reaction to the first episode of the Black Man's Perspective. I'll catch y'all on the rebound. Y'all have a blessed and phenomenal evening. Enjoy the rest of y'all week. Peace and blessings. And go Jags.